Hello, everybody. Today I'm just gonna be talking about random shit. Stuff I'm gonna talk about more, and then things that I'm just gonna talk about a little bit. Um, it's gonna be like four topics. I might talk about different things in between them, but I just want to talk about random shit. Okay, so the first things I made a list. The first thing is about Jennifer Love Hewitt. So they had the I Know What You Did Last Summer premiere recently of the reboot, and Jennifer Love Hewitt was there, of course, because she was in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. And people have been hating on her because she gained weight, because she's not fucking 20 anymore. She's 46. She's had three kids. And of course, even if she hadn't, I'm I completely agree with what people say when it comes to people talking about people's weight is how people always feel the need to have to explain themselves for why they gained weight or like other people will explain and be like, yeah, they have kids and all that. And of course that is a factor. You know, she's 46. She's had three children. Of course that's a factor, but it shouldn't even really matter. It's people can just gain weight because people gain weight sometimes, and it can just be that. It can just be just that. And I think she looks great. She looks gorgeous. Jennifer Love Hewitt has always been that girl. Okay, she's always been that girl. Always will be that girl. I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. I remember when I first saw her in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think I probably have seen her in other stuff too before that, but that movie came out before I was born. But that's what I think of when I think of her. I think of that and like Ghost Whisperer because my mom used to watch that. And yeah, and I literally I've always thought she was so gorgeous, and she is still gorgeous. I think she looks great. I love what she was wearing at the premiere. I love her outfit. I love that she has like a bit of a reddish tone in her hair. Now I love it. It looks really good. But yeah, she's always been that girl. I think that when it comes to situations like this, where people have the audacity to age, I guess, when it comes to women specifically, people always act like it's a crime for a woman to gain weight. They act like it's the end of the fucking world just because a woman gains some weight. And it's actually so crazy to me. It's like you're really mad that she doesn't look like a teenager anymore. I saw someone specifically compare this one picture of her, well, I'm pretty sure she was a teenager, and then to her now recently at the premiere and trying to claim that she looks bad now. And it's like, what's your mad she doesn't look like a fucking teenager anymore? It's giving porn addict. That's what it's giving the vibes of someone who watches too much porn. I swear that's what it is. It's these porn addicted incels. That's the vibe that it's giving to me, and it's strange. It's so strange. Like I remember one time I saw this post. It was about Brooke Shields. And, Brooke Shields was like a pretty big girl when she was younger. Um, there's a lot of stuff dealing with sexualization for her when she was younger, when she was very over sexualized as a kid. And it's very sickening to think about. And she's only just recently unpacked that, and I don't know if she's 60 yet, but I know when I saw this comment that I'm about to talk about, she was almost 60 at that point. And someone was basically insinuating, it was a post, I think it had showed her. I don't know if it was just an interview of her recently or it was like them showing her when she was younger and now, but it was one or the other. And someone basically was insinuating that she looks bad or she looks so different or it's like, yeah, she's almost 60. Like, yeah, she doesn't look the same way she did when she was a teenager. Like, God forbid somebody has wrinkles. Some like people get older, but women specifically are treated so awful for aging and for gaining weight, and it's so terrible. Jennifer Love Hewitt has never looked bad. Brooke Shields has never looked bad. There are so many older women that were like huge in their primes, when they were in their 20s, that still look amazing to this day. Also, another thing that I wanted to talk about is something between Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar, because people allegedly there's rumors that they have beef or something, which I didn't even know about that till I was looking at posts about I Know What You Did Last Summer, and some people were bringing that up, and I was like, they have beef because allegedly they don't. I think that they haven't done any press. They didn't do any press together. I forgot what it was about, but it's like maybe they just aren't close. I don't know. Maybe they're just not as close as y'all thought they were, or something. Or maybe they do have beef. It's like we don't know. We don't know these people. Like we don't know. We don't know these people. Okay, we don't. Maybe they do have beef. So what? Like, it's some people just don't like each other, and it's not the end of the world. It's not that serious. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like I said, we don't know these people. Maybe there's a good reason why one of them doesn't like the other. We don't know. I never understood how people um act like it's so like always so looking so deep into stuff. Like when people don't constantly like show appreciation for someone or whatever, and they act like, oh, they have to have beef or something. And it's like, even if they did, so like so what? Like, so you know what I mean? But I think that's about it about the topic by Jennifer Love Hewitt. I don't know if I want to see the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've heard mixed reviews. I heard that it's kind of campy and fun, but I've heard some people just say that it's bad and it relies too much on on nostalgia of the like older ones or so. I've heard some people say that it's dumb. I don't know if I don't. It's not really a movie that I'm anticipating, so I'm probably not gonna see it. Go in theaters to see it. I think I'm just probably gonna wait till it comes out on digital. There are other movies I do want to see though, like Together and Him. I can't wait for those. But yeah, I think that's it for the Jennifer topic. So for the next topic, I'm gonna be talking about Jojo Siwa and the attention seeking shit she's been on lately. Um, she's now going into this like trad wife era. Basically, she's singing this one song. I don't know. I think it's called Betsy Davis Eyes or something. I forgot. I literally have watched the clip of her singing it that people keep reposting once, and I refuse to watch it again. It's so awful. The vocals are awful. And so she's putting this on this drive-out get up where she has this blonde hair and this curly with the weight, like the outfit. It's just, because she's with like, she was, because the last time I talked about her was her whole situation about when she was on Big Brother and she was cheating on her partner Kath on live TV. And she was saying fuck the L, how she's not a lesbian anymore, and now she's with Chris. I think his name is Chris Hughes. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Hughes. And they've been posting a lot of stuff. Um, things like there was a picture of her and him just laying in bed, clearly naked, and all that. And also, there's this damn it, I saw this thumbnail. I didn't watch the video, but I saw this thumbnail of them like I think making it seem like she's pregnant or something. I don't know what the fuck is JoJo's obsession with pretending to be pregnant because if that is what she's doing now, she's done that multiple times before. It's so strange. Like, what the fuck is her obsession with faking being pregnant? I don't understand. It's so fucking weird. Like the bitch is weird. Like, she's weird as fuck. um, but but yeah, now she's into this trad wife thing, and people are talking about, oh, the rise of conservatism. But I don't even think that really has to do with that. It's just another ploy for fucking attention. I think that's what it is. It's not surprising. I talked before about how JoJo was a child star, and a lot of child stars tend to not know who they are and go through a lot of different identities and stuff and do a lot of attention seeking behavior. And I think that's what this is. I just think, and I saw someone talk about this situation and said this, where the thing that annoys them about how people are talking about this is that they're treating it as if she's being serious, like when she clearly isn't. She's clearly not being serious. This is clearly just a fucking like grift. It's like she's clearly not serious. This is just another ploy for attention. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, the song is ass. Yeah, her vocals are two packs of ass. But that's all it is. It's bad and it's cringy. That's all it is. It's not anything serious. There's a lot of other shit to point to with the rise of conservatism. Like people hating on, the whole thing, people hating on Sabrina Carpenter for her album cover. She has an alternate album cover that she made that's inspired a picture of Marilyn Monroe, but there was one that she initially released that a lot of people were hating on, trying to claim that it was violence or whatever. And it's so stupid, man. It's so fucking dumb. Like I don't get it, man. I don't understand. It's not that serious. God forbid a girl likes to be submissive. Like I talked about this before in a video, but it was like where I was saying I feel like a lot of people, because there was some one point where she was during her tour where when she did a pose for Juno, her song Juno. Because if you don't know, when she performs Juno, there's a part where where she's like, "Have you ever tried this one?" And it's talking about like a sex position, and she does like a different sex position. She does different sex position every night, and that's like the gag with that song. It's like a bit that she does with that song every time she performs it. And one time she was in Paris, and so of course she did the Eiffel Tower. You know, it's just a fucking cheeky joke to the Eiffel Tower, um, to the actual Eiffel Tower in Paris, and then the sex position. And people were trying to claim that it was violent. It's so weird. I said this in a video before on my TikTok that I feel like when it comes to conversations like this, where people are hating on women for being openly sexual and talking about sex with men, it's because they are projecting their issues with intimacy and with sexual relations with men. They're projecting their problems with that, and because I was watching a video where Anthony Fantano, he was talking about the cover as well and talking about the discourse about it, and there was someone in the comments that said, "Well, I've had violent situations with men, so it triggered me." And it's like, yeah, I understand that, but like that's not her problem. That doesn't mean that she can't be openly, maybe do so-called kinky stuff with men, even though it wasn't really that crazy. She was just sitting on all fours with someone holding her hair. Like that's not even that insane, you know. But that doesn't mean she isn't allowed to do that just because you have problems with sexual relations with men. That's not her fault. Like that's not her problem. I just don't think it's that serious. Personally, for me, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think people are just being so incredibly over dramatic about that. This wasn't even a planned topic, but I want to talk about it. Even though this is where it's been over, I'm still talking about this because it still annoys me because I feel like that's something that's a real indicator, a huge indicator of it because it feels like the vibe of like I said also in my video, the whole point, another point was that people are pushing this narrative that women can't enjoy sex with men, especially if it's not super vanilla. They act like they can't enjoy it, and that's just not true. That perpetuates purity culture and rape culture. That's what that does. Women are allowed to have sex with men, enjoy sex with men, and talk about enjoying sex with men. They're allowed to do that. It's very strange to act like they can't. You know, I just don't think it. I don't think it's that serious. I think people need to just realize that their personal issues you have with intimacy is your problem. Okay, that's your problem and something you need to deal with. That doesn't mean other women aren't allowed to be open with their sexuality. And also, I feel like it feels also like political lesbianism. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically when people look at lesbianism as like a political and feminist stance rather than a sexual orientation. And it's like it's not like that though. Being a lesbian is a sexual orientation. It's not something that you can do as a political stance. That's very, very strange to me. And I hadn't even heard of that term until I saw people talking about this discourse and bringing that up. And I was like, I've never heard of that, but that makes complete sense because that was how a lot of women acted during, I think it was the second wave of feminism. I'm going to be talking about the Resilient Jenkins family again. And the last video I talked about them on, it was one where I was talking about bad parents on TikTok. It was them, and then that one, I forgot, it was Ali something. I don't remember her name, and Ash Trevino, but I talked about the Brazilian Jenkins. And if you don't know what the Brazilian Jenkins is, the two parents are are terrible parents. Terrible parents. They're allowing their kids to live in fucking poverty and don't want to do anything to try to help the situation because Stephanie really wants to be a fucking content creator and wants to live off of that. Drew doesn't want to work. He's constantly known for being on his PS5. PS5. Being his PS5, he doesn't do anything, or he would do like odd jobs because he didn't want to. Because fun fact, he wasn't paying child support for one of his other kids that doesn't live with them, and he didn't want his like wages to be garnished or whatever. And then he has one son that he had before Stephanie that they have with them, and that wasn't able to see his mother. He had to go to court yesterday. He had to finally go to court because he had been avoiding court but he finally went to court yesterday. And the mother of his kid that he had was there, and she was supported by Drew's mother and sister and his other baby mama that he wasn't paying child support for. They were there to support her. His mom and his sister were there to support her. If that doesn't say it all right there. But then So then for the so the ruling was that she was able to get overnights with her son, and also she was asked for family therapy and it was granted, and she also gets access to like his school and to his medical records. Drew doesn't comply with that, then she's gonna get full custody. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't care, because that's probably what he wants to happen. He probably wants he probably wants them. He probably wants her to get full custody. Because I don't think he cares about that kid. I mean, he didn't care to go to court. He wasn't fighting it or nothing. He don't give a fuck. I don't think he gives a fuck. And I heard that he said that if um his baby mama that has his son, Desiree, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's what her name is, Desiree. If she gets full custody of their son, he's gonna leave Stephanie with the rest of her kids that she had before him and their kids they had together. He's gonna leave them, which isn't surprising. Okay. And then Stephanie is over here trying to defend him, and she's clearly, because I heard some stuff about her and her relationship with Desiree, and how she was basically against Desiree coming to see her son and stuff, and that's why she was part of why she wasn't coming to see him was because of her. And so she's backing him, she's defending him through all this. Of course she is. Just like when allegedly he also cheated on her, which wouldn't be surprising. It would be a surprise that if he was cheating on her, but yet she's still here defending him and shit. It's two bum bitches saying exactly. That's what it's two bum bitches saying exactly. That's exactly what's going on here, and it's just these motherfuckers. Just because it's so like it pisses me off so bad for these kids, man. Like it makes me so mad for these damn kids. Like it makes me so fucking angry for these children. Like I'm so pissed off for these kids because they do not deserve this. It's just the way that these people are just are constantly just posting this stuff online, posting their familiar situation, posting these kids online, and also not wanting to give them what they need. But she constantly is doing whatever for this man. He didn't want to get a job, but allegedly he was in job training and was trying to avoid court. I think he did avoid court before the court that just happened because of job training or whatever. No job would keep you from going to court, but whatever, allegedly. And also allegedly they took his son that was with the that was with Desiree. Allegedly they took him out of school because of bad behavior, which I wouldn't be surprised. Kids that are in situations like this tend to have behavioral issues. It's really not that surprising if that's true. And I feel like Stephanie probably acts very spiteful towards his baby mamas because of course she would. The bitch is weird. And like the bitch is weird as fuck. She said something on her TikTok about how it's hard to um carry black babies or something, and said they have super genetics, which is just so fucking weird. And not surprising that a bitch like that would say that. That's not surprising at all. That bitch is weird as fuck. But I'm hoping and praying that Desiree does get full custody of her son so he can get out of this situation. And I hope and pray that somebody at fucking CPS will stand up and get these kids, the other kids, out of this situation. And also, I heard that Drew is very uh what's the fucking word playing favorites with like Stephanie's other daughters that aren't even his kids, which is just weird to me. Like, which is just weird to me. And also, I saw this clip from one of their lives where he was talking to one of her daughters in a very strange way, and it's giving adultification, and it's very very weird. Like it's very creepy. It's off, and it wouldn't I wouldn't put it past Stephanie to be with another predator, knowing what the fuck her husband did before. And I wouldn't be surprised. Bitches like that don't care. Bitches like that don't care about dudes that are predators. They will put a man's attention over anything, even their own children. It's disgusting. But I'll end this on Drew and Stephanie are scum. Good on Desiree for being able to get some custody with her son and being able to see her son again. Um, don't stop having fucking children. It's like stop having children if you can't take care of them in these situations, and stop putting your fucking business out on the internet if you don't want people in your goddamn business. Because yes, Stephanie's also one of those people that put their business out on the fucking internet and then get mad when people are in their business. I cannot stand people that do that. That's literally one of my biggest fucking pet peeves. is when people put so much of their business on the internet. Your entire way you get money is by putting your life on the internet, but yet you're mad when people are in your business. Then stop putting it on the fucking internet. Once you put something on the internet, it's everybody's business. That's just how that works. Okay, so for the last topic today, we have Miss Pink Wig, Miss Roman, Miss Harajuku Barbie, Miss Onika Mirage has been another Coke rant. This time against SZA and damn it, what the fuck was that recording? What the fuck is SZA's label again? I forgot. It's TDE. I know that's what it's called, but I forgot what it stands for. But whatever. She's against SZA and the CEO of TDE. Um, and she started going off on SZA because because COTE, he posted something about a song from one of his new artists called Broken Barbies. And Nicki Barbie is closely related to Nicki Minaj. Her fans are literally called the Barbs. Um, and so she thought that was a shot at her. And then I think it was the same day, or it was just at least close to when Punch, which I'm pretty sure that's what his name is, the CEO, Punch. When he posted that, close to when he posted that was when SZA posted something about Mercury being in retrograde, and she said something like Mercury is in retrograde, don't take the bait, silly goose, something like that. And Nikki started going off on her, started body shaming her, started talking about the SZA thinks she's more successful than me, bitch. If you don't if you don't get off of this fucking internet, if you don't get off of the fucking phone, if you don't get off of Twitter and go take care of your child, like seriously, like you are 42 years old. You are in your 40s and you have a child. Why are you acting like this, bro? And this isn't the first time she's done this. We saw her go off on a coke rant on Megan as well, Megan the Stallion, because of her Megan's Law line, where she said something like, "These hoes ain't mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's Law." If you don't know what Megan's Law is, it's the law that sex offenders have to say they're a sex offender, and they have to have that on record or whatever. And Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Fetty, is that his name? It's close to it. Who fucking cares? That's close to his name. Is a fucking sex offender because he's a rapist. And so Nicki Minaj thought that line was towards her. And so she started going off on a rant about Megan Thee Stallion, talking about how she lied to her dead mama because her mama died, which, bitch, that's fucking low as for to talk about somebody's dead mother like that. Talking about how she lied on her mother and talking about, what was it? Fragment foot bitch because, she got shot. Fuck Tory Lanez. Um, it's the saying stuff like that. And because she thought that line was towards her. And even if it was, bitch, you deserve it. You the one that got married and had a child with a fucking sex offender. Ain't nobody made you do that. You decided to do that. And her reputation has gone down since. She has since continued to ruin her fucking legacy because of that. And she was on live, like I said, going on this rant and started bringing up saying, "Don't you dare talk about Papa Bear or something like like her kid." And it's like, bitch, ain't nobody talking about your kid, bitch. They talking about you. They talking about you and your disgusting predator ass husband. That's what they said. They say you, bitch, you and your husband, fucking weirdos. You married a rapist, Onika. You married a rapist, and you're mad that someone possibly called you out and said you're mad at Megan's Law. Get the fuck over it, bitch. Like, you married a predator. What did you expect? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes? You married and made your child's father a predator. You made your child have a father that is a predator. And yet you expect us to just let that go? And people have theorized that line was about Drake anyways. I don't know for sure if it is. I ain't looked too much into that, but I've seen people theorize that it's actually about Drake, which doesn't matter if it's either way. um, but yeah, it's just like, girl, what are you talking about? You need to get over yourself, okay? And she just gives out the vibe of someone who doesn't want to let go of her spotlight, because you have newer rap girls like Megan, like Lotto, because she also beef with Lotto too. like Doechii, because she also said some shit about Doechii. I forgot exactly what she said, but she had said something about Doechii, and now she's talking about SZA. And the thing is, SZA's not even a fucking rapper. Like SZA isn't even a rapper. She's an R&B singer. She's not even a rapper. She's not even your peer. Like, what do you even what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. It's like, what are you mad at? You're mad that there are bitches coming up, that there are new bitches coming up, and you're not gonna have this the status that you once had in the 2010s. It's like, okay, that's what happens when time goes by. When you get older, there are gonna be new girlies. You're gonna have to get over it. You're not gonna have this status forever. And you going on these rants and acting like this on the internet is not helping your case. And allegedly, Lil Kim had called her out for this stuff a long time ago when Nicki was still first on the come up. And Lil Kim has said that she said something about her behavior that was called her out for something like this already, and clocked her already for being that way. And I wouldn't be surprised. And so many barbs. I fucking hate barbs, man. They're so goddamn annoying, man. They really act like Nicki invented fucking female rap. They act like she invented it. It's like Nicki did not invent female rap. There were rappers before her. Like I mentioned, Lil Kim, Missy Elliott, Trina, The Brat. It's like they were in a Gangsta Boo, Raw Digga. Like there are rappers before you. Nicki did not invent rap, but they act like she did. They act like you can't say shit about her. People will literally threaten your life and threaten to dox you just because you say you don't like Nicki Minaj, because you don't like someone who is constantly going after people that are at least like a decade her fucking senior, and because she's mad that she isn't the head bitch anymore and married a fucking predator. Like they really are mad, and they keep trying to do all this mental gymnastics to try to claim that it's not true. It's like, yes, it is. It is true. I'd much rather you just admit that you don't fucking care. I'd much rather you admit that you don't care than keep doing this. I'd much rather you admit that you don't care. Not that that's still not awful, because yeah, of course it is, but I'd much rather you do that. I'd much rather you just admit that you don't care, and then so we can all just move on instead of constantly doing this mental gymnastics, constantly going after people, constantly. It's like not only does Nicki believe all these people have beef with her, and it's giving paranoia. It's giving her acting like everybody's out to get her. Like she's trying to claim that the COTDE and all these other people, and also Rock Nation. She said a lot of shit about Rock Nation too. It's just about Rock Nation acting like these people are all out to get her and have been bullying her, and how she has all the receipts and it's gonna come out soon. Like, bitch, you sound like fucking Donald Trump. You sound like Donald Trump, and you sound like fucking Kanye. Like, what is wrong with you? And if this is the case, then why don't you release the proof then, or take this to the courts or something? Since you claim you have all this proof, why don't you do that? And I think that there was a meme I saw where someone was like, it was like that clip from SpongeBob when it was with the Salty Spittoon, where he was like, uh no, it wasn't from the Salty Platoon. No, it wasn't from that. It was from an episode with the Flying Dutchman, where they were trying to find people to scare. And he said, "How about we scare this person?" And then it was like a big burly dude, and it was like Cardi B. And then because she's supposed to be I think the Flying Dutchman or SpongeBob, and it was Cardi B, but then it was a little girl skipping, and then it was SZA. But I would people were saying I would switch that, and I would make the big burly dude actually be Beyonce. And I agree. I think she doesn't like. I think she has some one-sided beef with Beyonce, because Beyonce probably isn't as close to her as she used to be. Because they had songs together. They had the Flawless remix. They had I'm Feeling Myself as well, and she probably is mad that Beyonce collabed with Megan. And I wouldn't be surprised if she was, because she also has been. People have said that she's been saying so about Rock Nation, and that's Jay Z's thing, and she's saying shit about Jay Z too. And I think that she's personally probably is mad at Beyonce, but she doesn't want to say anything directly because she knows better to go after than to go after Beyonce. Okay, like, you know what I mean? She knows better than to go after Beyonce. Um, but I just think that yeah, she also what was another thing where when Kendrick was announced to be the performer for the Super Bowl, was in New Orleans, and she was mad that it wasn't Wayne because Wayne is from Louisiana, I don't know if he's particularly from New Orleans, but I know he is from Louisiana. And she was pissed off about that, and even had the audacity to call him a young man. Bitch, he's in his 40s. What the fuck are you talking about? Um, but yeah, and was pissed off that he wasn't. Even though Lil Wayne is a terrible performer and doesn't even remember the lyrics to his own music, of course they didn't pick him. Just because he's from New Orleans don't mean shit. Just don't mean shit. Don't mean he has to be the one to be chosen. Like what? And again, that has to do with Rock Nation. I'm pretty sure Rock Nation has like something to do with the Super Bowl. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, I just think Nikki needs to get off the internet. She needs to go to a fucking therapist. She needs to leave that fucking husband of hers. She needs to go to a therapist. She needs to go talk to someone. I feel like part of the issue when it comes to people like this, when it comes to people like Miss Pink Wig, is that they have a bunch of yes men around them. They don't have anyone in their circle that'll tell it to them straight and tell them what's best for them. Or they're either like ran out people like that in their life. Anybody that told them, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, maybe you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, and they just kick them out. You know, I feel like people like this become this way when they have a bunch of people around them that enable that and are yes men and just agree with whatever they say. And I think that's what happens. And I think that's why when it comes to being, true friends, and when it comes to family and actually caring about somebody, you tell them that they're wrong. You can tell them that they're wrong about something. You tell them that they're making a bad decision. Because if you don't, then that can lead to a situation like this, where she's not only when it comes to probably her personally, like I said, but, her team or whatever around her is like that. But then also they are that's accompanied with like her fans. Like I said, Barb's act like she can do no wrong. They act like she can do no wrong, and I'm constantly defending her. And it's so incredibly fucking pathetic. I hate stan culture is so poisonous to music discourse and to like being and to like talking about anything really, any sort of media, because it's not even just with artists and like actors and stuff. It's also with people like influencers or even sometimes random people on the internet that just got popular spontaneously that now have fans. It's so strange to me how you can have this random bitch in middle America, like some random person in middle America whatever, that does whatever online, that just talks about stuff, or shows their life, whatever, and they can just gain fans and gain people that are so parasocial. It's so strange. Like it's not even someone that makes like art, like a musician, like an actor, like a writer. It's someone that is just doing whatever online, that's just talking about stuff online, and can have these people that defend them like their lives depend on it. It's so strange. And of course it's still strange when it's musical artists. It's still strange. And it's so terrible when it's music artists. I don't know what it is about music like stands when it comes to in music. I don't know what it is about it, but these people are actually insane. Like actually fucking crazy. Like you're literally defending this person that you don't know, like your life depends on it. Like they're gonna come to your door and personally thank you for defending them. It's so weird. It's like you do not know this person. It's so like they act like they know them too, especially if it's someone who feeds a lot into parasociality, like Taylor Swift, who I've talked about before in an old video I made about stan culture. And it's just like, I think I said this in the video. I could talk about this all the time because there are constantly situations that call for to talk about this when it comes to celebrities. Constantly situations that call for talking about parasociality. Constantly, it never stops, and it probably never will. I because Taylor Swift has used parasociality since the beginning of her career, since she was on MySpace when she was a teenager, promoting her music and connecting with people, and they continue to foster that continues to be fostered in the Swiftie community. like with her doing like private sessions with fans and stuff like that. Also, when she was like, because I watched like half of the Miss Americana documentary, and she talked about how people connect with her because they kind of grew up with her or whatever. And it's so strange to see our fans act like they know her personally. It's so weird. They really would, and it's not just with her, of course. It's with other stands as well. It's like all stands pretty much out of that. Like I said, the Barbs do, the Beehive does, the Arianators do. Like they all do. They all act like that. They all act like they know these people personally, and it's so strange. And it's not that I'm like not a huge fan of people because I am. I have people that I'm a huge fan of. Like for example, a stand that I've stand. I think I said this in my stand culture video too. Someone that I've loved for like forever is Zendaya. I've been a huge fan of her since I watched her in Shake It Up when I was like 6 years old, and I've never stopped being a fan of her since because she hasn't given me a reason to. Knock on wood. um, and I love her. I love her. I think she's a fantastic actress. She's a huge inspiration for me. Um, but I still don't act like this towards her. I still don't. Even when I was at the prime age to act like this, when I was a young teenager, I still didn't. When I was obsessed with the It cast and the Stranger Things cast, that whole era in my life, which was a very, very quintessential era in my life. It was from like, I don't know, 2017 to like 2019 or whatever. I still didn't act like this. I still didn't. I still didn't act like this. I still didn't, act like I knew these people personally. I still didn't hate on people's partners. That's one thing that a lot of people do when it comes to fangirls of male celebrities specifically, especially like usually when their boy bands aren't really a thing anymore. Like there aren't really popular male pop stars nowadays, but especially back then when that was a thing. But yeah, a lot of male celebrities when they get partners, people act like they had a chance for that person and they knew him personally and will act insane over these people's partners. It's like you do not know this man, and especially crazy when someone that's way older than them. It's like you're 13. You really thought you had a chance with a 28-year-old actor? I didn't even act like that when I found out people that even if I did have a crush on them, they had a partner. I was happy for them. I don't understand. Like I'm confused. I've recently become kind of obsessed with Richard Harmon because of watching him in Bloodlines. Because I had never heard of him before ever. I don't know how, but I had never heard of him before ever. And I think he's gorgeous. But I found out that he has a girlfriend, and I think they're cute. I've seen the posts on Instagram. I think they're adorable, and that's that on that. But some people would just act so viscerally angry at like their celebrity crush having a partner. It's like, did you think you had a chance or something? Like I'm really confused. It's so weird. It's so strange. I don't get it. Like it's so weird. But but anyways, that's it for my video. It was just me talking about random shit that I wanted to talk about. I don't know. It's just there's always a lot of stuff going on in pop culture or whatever. Um but anyways, thank you for listening.